Hello, hello. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, you guys. Welcome to From Startup to Takeover, Watch Us Work podcast with Kim and Latrice. Hello, Kim. How are you?
I'm good. I'm on the right day today. How are you?
I am good. I missed you. We've been gone for a
I
minute
know. I
again.
said, "Oh my God, Latrice, we have not spoken since."
Last Tuesday.
Wow. I said, "Ooh, I missed your voice."
Girl, same here. And then I got sick out of nowhere. I was like, this
I
is
know.
crazy. It was them herbs, baby. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah. hmm
I
What
said,
what
well, at
what did
least I
it
know a
do?
good concoction.
I know it. What did it do?
Uh,
Did it
it was,
clean you out?
yeah,
Was it
pretty much.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Did it make
so
you
like
feel
so
lighter?
there's something a guy called Dr. Yaki Awakened. He's
Mhm,
an chemist, biochemist, herbalist, whatever, healing guy, right? So I've been
mhm.
following him about 2, maybe 3 years. He has this thing called three bitters, and they tell you, hey, you better stay by the bathroom. I've
Oh,
ordered the three bitters. I've never used them though. I still have them here for just whenever I want to decide to do like this deep cleanse. So
okay.
anyway, and I ordered them last December. So I got them like mid-January of this year. So anyway, I just, I've been doing these different teas, and so I just decided to put a whole bunch of stuff together.
Mm. Which ones did you put together?
I put together basil, oregano,
Mhm,
cloves,
mhm,
um fenugreek,
mm.
um uh cinnamon,
Cinnamon?
um cinnamon, the cinnamon sticks. Um
Mhm.
Thank you. My baby just made me some hot chocolate. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's
What's that? Oh, chocolate milk. He just said he ain't make it for me, honey. He just need me to stir it for him. Okay, baby, here you go.
okay,
No, I don't
okay.
need it. I'm good. Here you go. But cinnamon, and then I feel I'm missing something. Uh oh, peppermint leaf.
Oh,
Baby.
and you put all
It
that
was good.
together?
Yeah, baby.
Mhm.
And I was like, my stomach don't hurt, which it didn't. But yeah, so that day it was good.
You know what I'm saying? So it only lasts that day. You drink that morning, and by the middle of the day, you
No,
start to feel.
no. I drunk that, so I had made it early and I let it sit a little bit because I had other stuff going on. Um,
Mhm,
but before that, I had a clove. I had a half a teaspoon of cloves and cinnamon, just
mhm,
a tea just for that, right? In the
right.
morning. And this was probably about this is the weird part, about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So this wasn't long after. And then I was like, wait a minute, what? So it wasn't in the morning. It was like 2 hours later after I drank it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
So it was
and
quick
then
moving.
so it was quick. Yeah, it was a quick
Yeah.
little detox.
Yes, ma'am. Hmm. So
But a
I was just
natural
it
detox.
reminded me of I used to follow this one guy called Kenya Crooks. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's out of Atlanta. And
Mhm,
he used to have this thing on every Tuesday. We would pretty much just drink prune juice and a lot of water.
mm,
And
mm.
if you drink the prune juice the proper way, it's not gonna be long. You talking about an hour. So it was kind of like it was like that, like that, like that. I was like, okay, well, at least I know what to do.
Wow, but that was natural.
Yes.
It
Yep.
was natural.
It's
No,
natural. Yep.
no,
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 nothing. Nothing added
pharmacy
to it.
pills,
Mhm. Well, even with just prune juice, it's sugar and stuff added to it. But this was just nothing, honey. Just them herbs. Because the prune juice will do that to you too. It's just the prune juice
Yeah,
is sugar is just and I don't like the way it tastes.
yeah.
But girl, I was like, well, I got me a little concoction.
And that lets you know that you can mix a lot together because that
Yeah,
that was a lot.
I always look up what don't go together. And see, I
Yeah.
don't have any health issues. So you do want to be wary if you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, stuff like that. Because if you already on medication and you mix all of that stuff, that is also causes your blood pressure to be corrected and
Right.
also corrects your blood sugar, right? Then you
Mhm.
could cause it to drop too low. So everybody can't just be doing that, because if you're on medication, it could cause it to go lower than they want, you know.
Right.
A lot of stuff is
Mhm.
healing mechanism for cholesterol, you know, but I don't have anything like that. So I was just, you know, baby, yeah.
Experimenting. Yeah,
Mhm.
experimenting.
It was,
And it's
I was tickled
turned
though,
out.
because I wasn't hurting. I was just like, this is so funny.
Yeah, but that's good that it didn't, because some medicines that you take to go to the bathroom, it hurts your stomach, it gripes your stomach.
Right.
This was natural.
Right. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
good.
honey.
So
Yeah.
after that, so what's been up? What's been up?
I've been pretty busy. I've been taking some courses at my church on
What kind
Tuesdays,
of
and it's
course?
in the evening, like at 7 p.m. They have all kind of courses. So the good thing they're
Okay.
free.
Okay.
So I've been taking some courses with them. Um, just studying every day, planning on,
Mm-hmm.
because we're relocating in a year.
Yeah.
I've been like super duper busy. I'm now hands like heavy back on into my one of my other businesses, like heavy. Like soon as I get off of here,
Mm-hmm.
I made dinner super easy. It's just gonna be a salad with like chicken strips. Um, and then I got to get back on some training stuff. I'm about to be extremely busy with one of my businesses, because it's going to be a lot of conferences and training and stuff like that. The beauty of everything is that I can take my laptop no matter where I go, and we can still do this podcast thing.
Mm-hmm.
And with church, I can still watch them online if I'm somewhere away. But I think the next year I'm about to be extremely busy. So I am prepping for a whole lot of things.
Mm.
I'm missing my boys that are now grown and on their own. I'm like, it's a lot that's going on. Go tell Taylor, come here now. It's a lot that's going on.
Yeah. That's good though. It should be looks sounds like it's going in a positive way.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
So
Yep.
that's good. Hmm.
Absolutely. So yeah, how about
Yeah.
you? What's been going on with you?
Well, just I just want to volunteer my time all the time with people, but I get tired. Like yesterday, was it yesterday? See, here I am now trying to
Yesterday.
figure out. Was it yesterday?
Yeah,
It was
yesterday.
so yesterday. When I text you, I was riding around in the car helping because, like, I'm just gonna give a quick story. They were put out of their apartment complex because the people in the apartment complex wasn't taking care of it, wasn't taking the money, using and whatever. So they condemned it, put them out. They didn't have anywhere to go. It was like they're homeless, and they're finally,
Slumlords. I can't stand them. Slumlord.
yeah, yeah. So now they had a lawsuit out on them. Plus, the HUD, the people are helping them. So they finally gave them vouchers to go and
Good.
find them somewhere to live and helping
Okay.
them like that. So they have to have someone to like they're giving them money to help the people take them around or whatever.
Mhm.
So they have their person, and I've been doing that helping because I want to help and praying for good spots for that person, and also doing things for myself. Like what I like to do, creative things, doing other projects as well. But yeah, that's it. And because I've been doing that and it's been hot with the hot flashes, I think it's putting me off some days. I can't even remember.
Oh,
I'm
you
just
got
asking,
them things again?
was that yesterday?
My hot office. Oh,
And then today I was like, oh my God, reach out to you to let you know my grandson's soccer game is today and I
Mm-hmm.
have to be there. He's looking for me. I cannot miss a game, baby. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
hands-on grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And I reached
Good.
you this morning so I wouldn't forget and not reach
Mhm.
10 minutes before time to say, oh yeah. So that's about
Cool.
it. Yeah,
Cool.
it's been good. It's like little happy times. I don't, there's a lot going on in the world, but I still feel happy.
Always.
Yeah.
One thing that I know, no matter what I'm going through, I'm still happy to be on this side of the dirt. I
Yes.
don't care. Let me tell you, I have been in moments where um I mean, really going through. I'm still glad that I'm on side of this earth.
Yes,
The dirt, because I am one of those people. I still have joy on the inside, like
yes,
real unexplainable joy, right? And I remember
yeah.
my daughter, um, she had said something to me, and she was like, "I just don't know if I could be like how you are. Just like, how are you like that? I would just, just about
Yeah.
different things and how I respond and how I'm still there, going to be there for anyone, even if they've hurt me ever before. Could have been someone who's maybe brought the most pain to me ever. But if someone um, asks something of me, um, I'm still going to be who I am, you know?
Mm,
And my daughter, she doesn't understand that yet. Right. And I think the biggest thing that I would want her or anyone to understand is when you have joy with you inside of you, irregardless of things that you're going through, you should still be happy to be on this side of
mm,
the dirt.
mm. And not to, say um what she's feeling is not valid, but she has to grow. She's still a babe. The words say you can. There is written, you still a
That's it.
babe. The
Mhm,
babe in the world, she still has to grow.
mhm,
Versus you gotten that
mhm.
milk, you passed the babe.
No, the unfortunate part is I was this no. I think there are so many different type of people, and one of the things I was telling her, we're all equipped differently. I believe I came here that way. I recall my sister telling me at a very young age, I was probably third grade, your heart is
Mm,
too soft.
yeah,
So I
you are.
don't I don't think that has anything to do with that per se. There's just different personalities
Mm-hmm.
on who we are. And some of
Mm-hmm.
us have to grow stronger in different areas. That's not an area
Mm-hmm.
that I really need a lot of pushing on. I got other areas, right?
Yeah,
That's not one for me.
yeah.
So I personally feel, because I know how my brain works. I've been this way for a long time as a child.
Mhm.
But I think my shoulders are tough enough to take, you know,
Yeah.
um, things in that arena. That's why I think I'm stronger in that area. Some people are going to be stronger than me in another area because
Mm-hmm.
then they were built for that. You know what I mean? So I think we
Mm-hmm.
all have different things we have to work on more so than others, and it's not always the same lane. That's all I think that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
grateful for the part that God gave me, that I already have a pretty good strength in, that I've had for years. And I'm still grateful of the other pieces that I have to work on, because that's my continued growth while I'm here. You know? Hold on for a
Yeah.
second.
Okay.
Sorry about that. My husband
That's
decided to come down and play with my son right at this moment.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. I'm thankful now that the Holy Spirit help guide me into knowing whose I am and
Mhm.
what do you believe in, teaching me because I didn't know,
Yeah.
teaching me. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So I'm grateful for that, teaching me how to forgive. Episode 44, the practice of forgiveness, teaching me how to
Mhm.
forgive. Because I didn't forgive. I thought I was forgiven because, I would still interact with a person, even though they did something to hurt me or something. And I would still like speak, or if I have to be around them. But I was
Mhm.
so like not forgiving inside. And because I was in this older age, and the Holy Spirit was teaching me
Mhm.
that, yeah, I see you over here being smiley facey and two-faced, saying you're happy and smiling in their face, and the inside you're saying, I can't stand them, I can't wait to get away from them.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm.
now I know forgiveness.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I think,
Hmm.
that's a tough one for a lot of us, right? Humans. It's
Hmm.
I think just because you forgive someone, it doesn't mean you have to stay in their presence.
Right.
I do
Right.
believe, although someone may have hurt you, and I do believe what they say, hurt people hurt people.
Hmm.
Whether they understand that they are hurt or not, it is rooted from something. So I think that even in the process of forgiveness, we have to remove ourselves from some very bad situations sometimes.
Remove
And
yourself from negative to positive.
and sometimes you, like you said, thinking you have forgiven someone.
Hmm. But you
Um,
really haven't.
hmm yeah,
Hmm.
that's now,
You're
now,
just
now that's a tough
playing
one.
yourself.
How long
Hmm.
did it take you to realize you hadn't forgiven that person?
A long time, like I
Hmm.
told you, a long time, because I was immature to the word. I'm gonna put it like that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm doing the word because, okay, Lord, I forgave them because I'm around them. I
But
forgave
what
them
I mean
because
by that, did you recall yourself at the time? Can you recall that in the moment you're
yep,
still saying in your head, even though you're
yep,
saying, "Okay, Lord, I forgave him," but you said, "Ooh, okay."
yep.
So even in
That's
the
why I was
moment, you knew you really were
in
not.
the moment. That's
Oh
why
wow.
I'm telling you, the Holy Spirit was talking to me saying, I
Hmm.
see you.
Hmm.
Making me be aware you're sitting here laughing and joking and looking at these people, and you are really angry and you don't like them and you're mad or something to the nature of going on. I
Hmm.
see you in your heart, because that's what he sees, our heart and our mind. I see you. So you're pretending for them, but for me, you inside raging.
So how long after hearing that did you continue to be that way?
Still
Some years.
for no, no,
It's a
no,
good
not
minute.
not
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
maybe a year or so, because I had to digest what I was hearing.
yeah. 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 I feel you.
I didn't
Yeah.
understand what, like, that's why I say so immature. I had to digest what I was hearing. You are hearing that you're sitting here in the presence of people that you don't care for, and you're
Mm,
pretending to like them. You're laughing and you're agreeing with them, but on the inside, you are raging. You cannot
mm.
wait till they go. It was, it took, yeah,
Ooh.
it was a minute until I just couldn't take it anymore, because the Holy Spirit would let me take it no more. You got to come out. It had to
Could it
come
be
out
that you just didn't like them or that they wronged you somehow?
a lot from years.
That they had wronged you? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, yeah, a
Okay.
lot of people. It was a lot
Okay.
of my person at the time, and
Okay.
I was still, trying to be right with God by being right with people, but
Mhm.
the wrong
Mhm.
way.
Mhm. So have you ever
Mm,
been in a position, while in the moment when
mhm,
someone hurt you, but you still cared and you didn't have a disdain for them? Like I've been hurt, right?
mhm.
And even in the moment, I didn't have disdain. Have you ever been in that situation or no, you just I don't like you?
Well, I would sit in the presence. I would be sitting in the present, and anything they that person or people or whoever it were to would say anything that would trigger me to get upset, and I'll be saying it in a nice way, smiling and saying it, but at the same time, I'm in my feelings because my voice is cracking and I'm smiling, and all of the things where you put on is
Mm,
going on. But I'm
got you.
trying to let them know that I'm angry, and they were probably laughing at me, and but
Girl, I
probably
would tell
not.
you.
They knew they wasn't laughing at me
I was about to
because
say because I know the one that I did forgive, but I know the one that I did not. Like I straight up told him it wasn't even when I had to be around him for whatever reason. He
yeah.
knew. Like I said, I don't like the ground you walk on.
Hmm.
However, so my dad always would say, "You do not mince words. You don't hold your tongue." But I tell you, I've grown because that's not always the right thing. But I thought that the person should know um, that I don't care for you,
Yeah,
and we know I don't care for you, and it was addressed why I don't care for the person, and but when true forgiveness, see, I knew I hadn't forgave him, right? I
but
just moved
but
on. There was
it
no forgiveness for me at the time. There was no forgiveness because it was traumatic. So by
yeah.
the time the forgiveness truly came around and that person needed me, see, here's that love thy neighbor. When someone has wronged you, God, everything is that's done is still good in the eyes of the Lord.
Yeah.
There's going to be some goodness there. You can always find, I don't care how small it is, there's some goodness that you can seek and find. So the person who has wronged me the most in my life reached out to me for something. And is I thank God for who I am, right? Because when the person needed me, there was no hesitation, right?
Mm-hmm.
To provide what I know, and it comes to me easily. There was no thought. There was no I shouldn't do this. That didn't even cross my mind. I went
Mm-hmm.
straight into the mode of what I do, and I didn't think about it in great detail until my pastor. I was at Bible study, and my pastor actually brought that up that night in Bible study and talked about the person who have wronged you. He said, I'm prophesying. I'm prophesying to somebody. I don't know who I'm prophesying to. Now, keep this in mind. I wasn't in person because I didn't go in person that day. I was at home watching it because I still wasn't feeling well. And he said, the person that I'm prophesying to, someone has done you wrong, the person that done you wrong the most. But God wants to see if you gonna pass that test. Do you know I had already passed the test? I was just like, what in the? I was
Well,
like,
I didn't pass my test because
what is what is
at
going?
the
Because
time,
I had
well, because the
literally,
Lord kept talking to me because I kept saying, it's to the point where it was like you trying to forgive. I used to be like, Lord, I'm trying to forgive. I'm trying to forgive. I'm talking to them. They act like they don't hear me, and I'm trying to forgive, and I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad, and the Lord be like, because you're not forgiving. If you
yeah, you're not
forgave,
forgiving. Yeah, yeah.
you that wouldn't bother you. It's like if you, example, if you were on drugs and you got off drugs and you couldn't go into that, around people who were doing it because you wasn't healed, but now you're healed, you can go there because it won't bother you.
Mm-hmm.
It was just talking to me like that all the time. It's bothering you. You're not healed, so you can't go in the environment. Stay out
Mm-hmm.
the environment.
Mm-hmm.
So I got out the environment,
Mm-hmm.
thought I was getting out of the environment to make sure that I'm healed, but that's not how God works.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how he works. Yeah, you get out of the environment, but you just I'm gonna bring the environment to you and see what you're gonna do because you're saying you're this, you're forgiving, you're this, that. I see, but you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Make me see. So I start to see,
Yeah.
practice forgiveness, have
You gotta,
compassion.
yeah, you can't, you got that. Hey, you gotta put
Yeah,
in that work. You gotta mean
yeah,
what you say. So I hadn't said anything about I forgiving nobody till I knew I was ready.
yeah.
Because
I
for
didn't.
years I was not ready. I was not.
Mm-mm.
I
Yeah,
didn't want to play with it. I didn't want to pretend about it. I just didn't. I didn't deal with it. And sometimes, unfortunately, when you don't deal with some things, it becomes more traumatic because
yeah.
it wasn't handled. So I knew I didn't forgive, but I wasn't in a place of where I wanted to yet. I had just moved on with my life.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I got that, it's crazy how it took years later. It's not even like when the person came back around, it was immediate. This is years after I forgave. This I forgave years ago. But the person just came around to ask something, and it was with ease. And
Mm-hmm.
it just reminds me of how people only want to be there for someone or
Mm-hmm.
look out for someone who has never hurt them. And that's
Mm-hmm.
easy to do. That's a
It
very
is.
easy way
Yeah,
to stay.
yeah.
I'm a believer of Jesus Christ and what he says and
Mhm,
what he believes and my walk with him, right? So that's
mhm,
easy when everything is going great or you're only around those who make your life easy, who helps in that.
right. That's
But
right.
what about when someone has intentionally, on purpose, done
Mhm.
you wrong? Um, can you
It's
still when that
Yep.
time comes, because we don't know when that will be. Um,
Mhm.
but you got to be careful because they say don't bite the hand that feeds you. People always
Yeah.
come back around. Will
Yeah.
you be a true believer of what Jesus talks about?
If it's
Or
yeah.
will you be a Bible thumper? Um, and
It's written, it's written in God, it's written that you is quick to forgive. Be just like Christ, like quick to forgive. He's quick to forgive. And if you're like him, and I told my grandson, they say,
you'll be able to do it.
What you mean? I'm like, you're like Jesus. I was like, you know how we say you're like your mother, you just like your mama, you just like your dad. I said, that's what Jesus be saying. We just like he want us to say we just like Jesus. I said I used to be ashamed of people to say that because I didn't know any better. But now I'm just like Jesus. I want to forgive quickly.
Mm-hmm,
Doesn't mean like you say you have to be around that because he didn't say that. He
mm-hmm.
said forgive.
Yep.
So I'm
That's
quick to
it.
do it. I want to do it because I want to feel the smile on God.
But you know, but you the thing is you have to be a new creature in Christ.
Yeah,
You can't just walk around here forgiving people when you're not really there.
that's right.
It sounds good,
It won't
oh,
happen.
but that's just not how it works.
It
And
will
that's
not
why
happen.
you have to show yourself on a daily and
Yeah.
growing, you know,
Yes.
growing. It's not about perfection, but it's about growing and being better. And it
Yeah.
makes those
Every
things
day.
easier where people will look at you as different. That's okay. I expect to be different. I
Yeah.
don't want to be like the rest of
Yeah.
everybody
I'm a
else.
peculiar.
I'm okay. Yeah.
That's right.
I'm
Hmm.
okay with being a different person.
That's right. I'm a peculiar
So,
person. So, what would be the question of the day?
ooh, the question of the day, I don't know, be something tied into just forgiveness. I
Like,
don't know.
yeah, if we were out,
Hmm.
question one of the 100 question, what would we incorporate out of this? What question would we say would be a great question to have a conversation about at a dinner or a meeting
I
that
don't know.
allows?
Probably just how I think for me, I like things more conversational. So I think even the way we opened it up, just
Mhm,
talking and diving
mhm,
into it. Because I told you, I
mhm,
think when we lead with stuff, people kind of like feel put on the spot. So I would
mhm.
rather, you know, when they're out, you know, maybe just having a
No, I know that what you're
casual
saying.
conversation about something of the day that tied
Yeah,
into maybe with forgiveness and getting into that
okay.
and diving into what are their beliefs on forgiveness, you
Yeah,
know?
that's what I'm saying. Like if
Yeah.
you're not going to lead this conversation because we're already talking about something else. We've
Oh, no, no,
already
no.
talked
I'm
about.
talking about when you're on the date instead of it being a direct question. I just think it should be something like you guys are having a conversation and you
Hmm.
tie into the practice of forgiveness to get their opinion
Hmm.
on it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I like I like having open-ended
How
conversation.
how quickly do you how quickly do you forgive? Do you practice forgiveness? Is it any thought? I was just like
Yeah.
throwing out. Yeah. Do you have any
Yeah.
thought of forgiveness? Have it? Are you aware of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Things
Stuff
like
like
that.
that. I think is a good way to have
Hmm.
it. And just like how we first started, you know, just
Hmm.
talking about it. And then
Yeah.
letting that person go, seeing what they tell you about it, like how you went into yours that I haven't forgave nobody. I thought I had, like that. I think
Yeah.
that's great. And then, but
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
process, you talked about your growth. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you meet
Yes.
someone and they're telling you where they did go wrong, but then oh my, look at when I got with God and He showed me and my immaturity and He called me on it.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
that like
Uh-huh.
that. I think those are how responsible adults have conversations and get their questions out and answered so that they can make an informed decision on what they want to do if that's the person they could be interested in or not. um yeah, I think that's a good way, or either one of those ways that you said. I just think long as the practice of forgiveness is discussed, um
Mhm.
I think you can find out a lot about each other. Both of
Mhm.
you will be able to go back and forth in that dialogue, and then see what they were taught on it or what they caught by living with whomever. In the realm of forgiveness, was it real? Was it authentic? Was
What
it
do they
pretentious?
feel about it? Yeah, what do they feel about forgiveness?
Hmm.
Because some people don't feel like I don't forgive you, period. What do you
Yeah,
feel
but
about?
yeah, yeah, and I
Mhm.
think that's good to know. Because if you have somebody, sounds like their heart is hardened, and so you have to decide if that's somebody you want to grow with, right? It's
Mhm.
not that they can't grow. It just depends on the rest of what's going on with them in their walk. Um, but that sounds like somebody's heart that's hardened.
Yeah.
Because imagine if whomever you are and whatever your lowest could be, that you could hurt someone. Because a lot of times we hurt people where it is unintentional, right? Sometimes
Right.
we can just make some horrible mistakes, and in that, would you want someone to forgive you? Because
Yeah.
I there's something I think I've done that is the worst of the worst,
Yeah.
and in my eyes, right? And I thank God He's forgiven me for it.
Mhm.
It took me a long time to forgive myself,
Right.
but I can imagine that I wasn't forgiven for it. So be
Yeah.
careful when you're saying, "Oh, I just won't forgive."
Mm-hmm. A
There's
lot of people
probably
say
someone
that.
in a worse situation than you that has forgiven someone. Stop
Mhm.
making everything about you.
Yeah.
Um, and one of the things I was having with one of my children, I can't remember which one, but it was pretty much try to think of that person when they were a child.
Yeah.
See if you can go back to find out, or at least tap into why they are who they are. It's not about excuses. It's about having compassion or some type of empathy
Mm-hmm.
without
It's
having been so hurt that you have become to where you have no apathy.
right.
That the having apathy it is oof, is very dangerous. So you want to have empathy for someone even when you've been hurt.
You want to stand in
Um,
someone's shoes. Just stand. Just look. Take a look. Like, where were you at that age? Or maybe, you know, at the time you may be in that some type of situation that person was in, or something
yeah.
of the nature where you can have compassion, have empathy, stand in someone else's shoes instead of you've been there, you know,
But still
even
move on. Move
yeah,
on, but at least
yes,
forgive and move on, you know.
yeah,
Um,
forgive quickly.
and I think a lot of people think that when you forgive somebody, you got to be around them. Ain't nobody. I'm not telling
I just said
nobody
that you
that.
don't have to. You
Yeah,
move yourself from negative to positive. Not
yeah,
by moving yourself from negative to positive doesn't mean you don't forgive.
right. Hmm. It's
Still
a
forgive.
process.
You just
Yeah,
move on.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
But a lot of people that pain is so hard, and sometimes some just don't know how to do it, and that's why they have to study. They have to be working on themselves.
You
Um,
get around like-minded people,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
people that are, even if you maybe your mind might not be up right now, but get around those that are up,
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
can bring you up.
Yeah.
Don't get around someone that you're looking for them to bring you up and they can't, but you can bring them up. Get around the positive, the positive words, the positive people, the positive environment.
Yeah.
That's yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. It's about positivity, but not necessarily on this practice of forgiveness. I saw
yes.
um Mace Cam, they have a podcast, right?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Mace and Cam?
I
Okay.
know, honey.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I was just asking.
You know.
So here's the funny thing. I don't know Cam's music like that. Like if someone asks me to name a Cam song, I can't. Now
I
Mace, hey,
can.
hey, back in the day, that was my
Yes.
guy.
Yes. You
Okay.
definitely.
So that's why I asked, did you know what I was talking about? Like Cam,
Yeah.
I've seen him. I
I
know
listen
that
to
he
you
was a
sometimes.
rapper, but I don't because at the time when he started, I think he did some movies. I wasn't into, I'm sorry, you guys, I was not into the Black Hood movies. I was not. I
Don't
had
do it.
removed myself.
Don't
I
do it.
wasn't. Nope, I'm just being
Don't
honest,
do
right? I'm authentic.
it.
So I
Don't
don't
do
I
us.
didn't know him, but I know of him, and I'm pretty sure somebody probably called out a song and I said, "Oh, okay, I have heard it," right? But I
Right.
can't name one. So anyway, he has a podcast, and I wasn't following at the time. But I hit follow today. Here's why. There was a snippet where it came on my timeline on Instagram, and it showed that they have a young lady that's also on their podcast with them, and it seems like she's a younger
Mm-hmm.
young adult, and they had the boxer on there, Adrian Bonner, I think his name is. They call him AB.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, from Cincinnati, I do know that. I got family. My mother whole side for her dad lives there,
Right.
so I know about him, and always thought he was just tacky. And so Cam had him on there because this is a sports podcast, right? They talk about
Mm-hmm.
sports things. Um, so the guy, he's giving off disrespectful, um, sly comments to the
Mm-hmm.
female podcaster.
Mm-hmm.
So Cam is like, hey, so the young lady, she's smiling, and she's like, thank you. As a woman, a lot of times you're uncomfortable. Sometimes we'll smile through uncomfortability, right? You can
Yes.
make me uncomfortable and I smile through it. I'm in
Yes.
here with a bunch of men. Let me just get through this, right? So she's smiling like, oh, thank you. And, and Cam is like, hey, you know, uh, watch it. Her boyfriend's here. And oh boy, he's like, oh, then, then he asks her how much you weigh. After giving her a compliment, he then says how much you weigh. So
Mm,
Cam, I think that's probably when Cam was like, hey, watch it. Her boyfriend's here. I told you this already, right? And Cam is being very respectful. He's being stern. He's being straight to the point. And so then Cam is able to maneuver him, it seems, somewhat to what the conversation should have been about, which was, I think football. This guy comes back again and hones in on this woman's aesthetics, how pretty she is to him.
mm.
Cam politely says that's it. You're
Yeah,
gonna have to
cut it
leave.
off.
I'll pay you for your time. I'm not gonna disrespect you because I know you're worth blah 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 blah. So he pulls out his money bag and he commits to pull out cash to pay him for his time, but tell him he cannot be there, but you can meet me outside and wait if you want. And me and Mace will talk to you afterwards, but I don't want to waste your time. But you got to go. You pretty much got to get up out of here because he had told him I had already told you, so we're not going to do that, my brother. And I was just very in awe, and
Mm,
I was in awe because I've seen a lot of things on social media, and I can admit to say I'm not around situations like that to where um the men are just hackling while the woman is sitting there being unprotected. But I've seen it happen to women.
mm, mhm.
And I do believe it happened to women who a lot of people think are aesthetically pleasing, right? On the outside.
Right.
Um, and so I've seen it happen, but I've never seen a black male or a white male or an Asian male, whomever, stand up for the woman. These are
Yeah.
my facts.
Yeah. I've
And
seen.
to see him on the spot, not joking. Because at first Cam did giggle, right? He was like, "Oh, I guess he feel like, oh, this guy got a crush. Okay, he trying me a little bit." That's how I felt he was giggling. But then when the guy kept on, okay, enough's enough, and it wasn't disrespectful, it wasn't loud, and I like that neither of the men got loud with each other. So I
Mhm.
definitely appreciate that. I appreciate that AB was able to recognize, okay, this guy is checking me on the spot, but he should have.
Yeah.
And I like that Cam decided we're not gonna do this on my watch because the bad part is Mace was sitting up there with that goofy smile on his face that he always
Yeah.
has,
Yeah.
just grinning.
Ah,
And
yeah.
the young
All the
lady
time.
couldn't, she didn't, she for one, she's younger, so I can understand her discomfort with setting him straight on the spot, which he should have been. But that wasn't her strong suit, right? So
Mhm.
I appreciated the fact that Cam was able to step up as a man and say, "You're not going to do this." And on top of that, not only am I stopping you, because then AB tried to say something like, "Okay, my bad. Yeah, it's not going to happen again." And Cam was like, "Yeah, no, it's not, because you're about to
Yeah.
leave." I just appreciate the fact that he did that because I don't feel that a lot of men take up for women. I don't care what your race is. I just don't feel they do when there are more men and they're outnumbering the women. I don't feel like they do.
I
So I
feel.
just wanted to throw that out there. I actually hit
Yeah.
follow behind
Yeah.
that because that's I don't know his whole past of let me say this. He has a urban appeal to him. And
Mhm.
I'm sure based on, his music, being a rapper, all this kind of stuff, it was probably more derogative. We evolve as people, and I'm assuming that that is what has happened. I don't know, um, but just that piece made me want to follow and learn a little bit more,
Mhm.
to watch.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just wanted to talk about
Yeah.
that positivity,
Yeah.
that I
That's
did
right.
see today, and that it did
We
make me
are.
feel good.
Yeah. Seeing some men, if it's only two, or if it's only one standing up now, like at least we are seeing some movement because
Yeah.
I've been coming across on my feed where the guys are like disrespecting the women so much. Like, what is going on? Talking about how many baby daddies and how many dick you suck, and oh my goodness, I'm like, what is really going on with the men? Are there really men in the world, or these boys?
Oh, let me tell you, I know there are some men, and I'm grateful to know that because I got a girlfriend. I feel, um, who definitely has has one that stands out. So it's not that I don't know that they're out here. It's
Yeah.
just I feel the number that aren't is higher. And so
I just say just because you are a man doesn't make you a man. Because we are not having men we're not getting men out of man.
well,
Men
I
are
think
being
there are
raised.
men. I think they're just different. Girly man, childish
No, I'm saying,
man.
well, I'm not saying like I wasn't even going into like the gender type thing. I'm just being like
Oh
for
no, when
women.
I say girly man, I mean he's not. He doesn't like how Cam stood up. So if you didn't, to me,
Yeah,
that's a girly man. I'm not talking
yeah,
about like that. I'm talking
yeah,
about being
yeah,
you're a girly man. You want to act like the woman. You
yeah.
don't want to be strong and stand up. That's what I mean by that.
Okay.
Like a childish man, you're not a man. As we say, a man's
Yeah,
man, because a man is a man. That we can't change that definition. I'm talking about the type of man.
yeah,
Um, and I do know they exist. They're out here. It's just to be able to see it on the spot correction. Know he's recording live. I loved it.
yeah.
Um,
I would have too.
and
I
and
would have been.
and and because I think that's what it takes, right? To respect
Mhm.
the other brother, to say, "Hey, I'm gonna respect you and checking you to not allow you to disrespect this woman." You know,
Yeah.
it's just it was something that made me follow. Yeah, I
Hmm.
decided to follow them for that and just see what else they got going on. I'm pretty sure they probably gonna cut the fool on some stuff, and I'll probably like, okay, but that I did appreciate
Yeah.
because I think this is about that turning point where
Mm.
these men start to grow, realize whatever mistakes we've made, men and women in our past. It's okay. It's the past. What do we do
Yep.
moving forward? We have to
Yep.
show examples on the spot, live, authentic, not pretense.
Yes.
And so, yeah,
Yep.
I just thought there was a good news story
Yep.
that I wanted to share that made me feel
Mhm.
feel all giddy inside
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Okay. Mace.
let me go back and see what music I'm
Wonder-
playing. I ain't gonna look up what music, but I was just like, ugh, I don't know what he rapped about, but it's probably about some little girl checking a butt or something. I don't know. But that was
Hey.
back in the day, and I'm pretty sure he's my age or older, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
Right.
like, hey, this is what we evolve when we've made those mistakes. At least we're able to evolve, if that is what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've heard some negative stuff about Mace,
Yeah.
which after he had left, and years ago, like I said, I pulled away from rap. I had stopped listening anyway, so I don't. I've heard stuff, because I think he went to be a pastor in Atlanta area, Mace. I'm talking about. Then there was some negativity around that, so I don't know.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so anyway, if you want to check them out, I don't know if you follow them or not, but yeah, I thought that was.
I've watched them a couple of times. I haven't been
Mhm,
really invested in them, but
mhm.
I might, start looking at them since you're a friend in them, and we are podcast partners.
Mhm.
So
And talking about these men stepping up and baby being the
yeah,
change that we need. Because
that's
I,
right.
I I can tell you, I'm pretty sure it was a lot of men in those comments, and they were speaking good. And I was
Yeah,
just like, "Ooh, I know the women got to be getting all the feel goods, like I'm feeling over here. I know these women got to be feeling like, okay, they do exist,
mhm. Yeah,
okay." Because the men were like, "Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do." And you had a few goofies, as I call them, goofies, who were just like, "Oh well," Cam was just like, "Yeah, you can't get to it because I ain't got to you." I'm like, immaturity. Okay, we're gonna put you
that's
over there where you belong. You know what I mean? But the
it.
majority of those men was speaking stand upish, and then that was
Yes,
pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
yeah. All right. So on that note, we're gonna have to get out of here because I
Yes,
have to get
ma'am.
out of here.
You got to
Mhm.
go watch your grandbaby. Yep.
I do, and I can't wait to smile while he's kicking and looking at me, thinking he's being the big man on the field.
No, not thinking while he is being the big man on the
While
field.
he
You
is
know what I'm
being
saying?
the big man
So,
on the field. Yeah, you're right. Not saying
you're
thinking
not
because
gonna do
I
my
was,
baby cousin like that. We gonna give it to him. He got this.
yes, sir.
All right, you guys, we gotta go. Kim got to get to that grandbaby. Thank you guys for watching us. Check us out
Thank
every Tuesday and
you.
Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard
WUW.
Time. Any way that you watch podcasts, you will see us from startup to takeover. Watch us work. We are
Yes,
out.
good night.
Good night.